What up, y'all? You are now listening to Just Glow Podcast. I'm your host, Gloria, velez. And I got here two special guests today, and I'm so grateful and honored to call them my friend. We got datwon Thomas, Adell Henderson, and please tell them where you're from, what you represent. You got to tell them a little bit more about your background for me, please.
Yo, hey, go ahead, B.
Oh, man, why you gotta do that to me, man? You know, there we go. Adell.
I mean, they're humble because
Listen.
when we talk about hip hop, you have to mention these two, especially in the video vixen days, model days. These two made us, put us on a pedestal, a platform to talk. I mean, King Magazine, Double XL, when you hear that, you see these guys right here. And I'm so honored to have you guys on my second episode.
Word.
We number two.
Yes,
We number dudes. We number dudes. We doubling up. We doubling up.
That's what's
Yes.
up.
That's what I'm talking about. Now, I'll start real quick. Adell Henderson, longtime journalist, video guy, TV guy. As far as like this relationship, met Gloria when we were doing King Magazine. It's crazy to think we're about to celebrate 20 years of introducing our first issue of King Magazine to the world. But, background, King, Double XL, Rap Pages, Rap Sheet, BT, been around for a long time, doing this thing.
Yes.
And so excited to be here. With Glow,
Thank you,
Gloria,
thank you. Thank you for
the
having
legend. Come on.
Oh, thank you. So are you. I'm stoked to have you both. And datwon, my family.
What up, Glowy? What up, Glowy?
Yes.
This is datwon Thomas, editor-in-chief, currently of Vibe Magazine, but formerly, founding editor of not Double XL for King, for Rides. Hip Hop Soul. I was editor-in-chief of Double XL as well. Just a bunch of stuff. Worked with all the big dogs in the game. But over 25 years now of like just media assassinating.
Yes, you are. I've been watching on the low, fan be like, oh no, I'm so proud of you guys. People don't know that, we've known each other since I was in my early 20s,
Yeah,
You gave me my cover of King Magazine,
Crazy.
Double XL. I was, Eye Candy of the month, Eye Candy of the year, then Eye Candy of, all the girls. These guys paint me in gold, literally painted me all in gold. I was sneezing and spitting gold out for over a week. I swear to God.
Big
Like, this can't be healthy.
I gotta give a big shout out to our bros, Bonsu Thompson, all of them that was handling Eye Candy after we bounced and we did King.
Right.
But my man Black Spot and I with Don Morris, who was the creative director over at Double XL, we started Eye Candy, and we started Eye Candy in Double XL magazine in the 90s. And out of that grew King to a degree, because I kept saying like the lifestyle aspect of hip hop, we weren't able to explore it fully because at the essence of it, Double XL was a music magazine. So whenever we would do an artist, and one in particular always sticks out, and it's Scarface. And I remember we did like a shoot with him, and people were like, yo, what's the rims on his car? And who's that chick that's in his video? And what kind of clothes he got on? And we were just like, well, they want to know about the music, but they also want to know about everything else in their world. And I felt like we needed a separate publication to really
because the women sold the magazines, really.
Come on now.
And the videos. So the women actually sold the music. If you look at the video, everyone says a video will make you like the music more. If the video is effective, it's going to make you like, yo, I wasn't even liking that, but you see how they doing it in the video?
Right.
And then it was always the women were in the forefront. So y'all sold those records for these dudes a lot of times.
Yeah. A lot of us, we went on tour. I mean, I went on tour with Cisco. I went on tour with Ja. I went on tour with a few of the people that, I did music videos, I should say. So we definitely was a star back then when it came to hip hop, and it wasn't even our song. I was on the Game song. People thought that was my voice. It wasn't,
Wow.
So it was a big impact. So this is our topic for today. video vixens of the 90s to 2000s to now, this era, IG models and influencer, what's the difference? What is the difference of their grind? Who had it easier? Who shined more? I want to know, get into it for you guys. What do you think, how we were represented back then and how they represent the females now?
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. I would say, you know what? Thinking about it, I think that the grind that y'all had was a lot harder, but
Yes.
I think that y'all had
Better
damn,
music,
y'all,
more to
but
work
not,
with.
but y'all, I think y'all had so much more to benefit from, but in a shorter window of time, because y'all was able to see a lot of, if
Ooh,
y'all did
I
it the
traveled
right
the
way,
world.
traveling the
I
world.
traveled, yes,
I mean, y'all was
yes,
saying y'all. I mean, when you get to the tier that you were at, that Melissa Ford was at. I mean, y'all was able
that's
to see
right.
big. Y'all was able to see big paydays.
Yes,
And,
yes.
and it was just so much because the thing is, right now, I mean, even though Instagram, I mean, you get that instant gratification, and people know
Right.
you just because you post a picture, but that don't mean that you live in a certain lifestyle. If
And
y'all were,
I'm
if
so
you
glad you said that.
if y'all were in the
That's right.
forefront, y'all were actually, doing something, and y'all were
Yes.
transitioning into other things, and it was so
We
much
could
more.
actually speak. We could actually host gigs. Like I was
Right.
hosting comedy shows. I was hosting fashion shows. I was doing runway. I mean, back then you
Remember,
had to
hold
have
up though.
more than one talent. You had to have more than
Hey,
one talent.
don't trip. I remember I came to you and hired you for Playboy TV for Queen of
Yes.
Clubs.
Yes.
It's like that's something
That's
that a lot of
right.
people don't realize. We did, Queen of Clubs. You
Yeah.
came in and we needed another host. So I mean, yeah, you had to have
Thank you
actual
for that.
talent.
That was big for me. That was big for
Of
me. I love
course, of
that.
course,
That
of
was
course.
awesome.
But that's the thing. It was more so about relationships, like real relationships. It
Right.
was a real grind. It wasn't just like, DM me because you got that direct
Right.
access to me. It's like at that particular time, for the most part, I was in LA. Datwon was in Brooklyn. I mean, he was
New
just in New
York.
York, period. You were in
Yeah, he was
Miami.
everywhere. Yes.
But that's where we were at least based. But it's like the hustle was so much more of a grind, for you to go
Yes.
ahead and say, "Hey, look at me! I need to be in Vegas. I need to be in LA. I need to be
That's
in New
right.
York. I need to be in all of these places." But now it's just let me post something, and I'm a DM you, and okay, let's meet up
And they
in
kind of certified themselves as models. We had to
right.
grind and be on
There
covers
you
of
go.
magazines. We was getting paid to wear their outfits and do runways and do fashion shows and actually do real shoots.
Right.
Now the shoots is like they're bringing their own makeup artists and they're paying out of pocket. Like we didn't do none of that. It was so different back then.
But I
And
think,
we
but
went to castings.
yeah, but what's so crazy about now too to flip it like low, like I think some of the things that's happening for them now because of social media and because the brands are a lot more in the forefront too. The same way that y'all used to rep for those brands
Yeah.
didn't have to, outside of like advertising in a magazine, they didn't have a way to help y'all even more. They would give y'all
Right.
your money and then you would be in the ad and then cool. Now they have the double impact of, okay, the model has their world and their followers and then the brand does too. And they can push out double time
But
to
no, it
those
wasn't
people.
just that. We did car show events with their clothes. We did so many conventions with these clothing lines.
Right.
We did parties. I mean, now we don't have a lot of urban clothing. Back then, we had many urban
Oh
clothing,
yeah,
and
yeah.
we
Like,
were wearing
those
them
are-
all. Now where are they? Some of them
but
are
this is the
coming
thing.
back, but
This is the thing. I think the urban clothing has switched for flat tummy tee. It's flipped
Oh
for
yeah,
fashion
yeah.
over. It's flipped for like those things kind of went more
That's a
into
new wave.
mainstream. Exactly. Like those things kind
right,
of
right.
switched up, which is the difference maker in how they're being perceived now too. Because what we did was here's fashion, here's the car
Yes,
world, here
right.
like those here's like the hair. Now women are getting like eyelash deals. Like the lash deals. They're getting deals with lashes. I'm like, yo,
Right.
this is
Right,
crazy.
right.
Y'all set the foundation for all the
Amen.
different things that they're able to do now. And when this is the funny thing. I don't know if it comes out enough, but they will always mention the brands like a King or a Black Man or
Yes,
whatever
yes.
as the foundations of what their brothers had. My brother always had that magazine up on, and then the women,
Right.
only the standouts, there's only like 4 real names that really come up, and you and Melissa are in the top 2 all the time.
Right.
You know, so y'all have a different experience than even some of the women of your
Other
time.
ones, yes.
Yeah,
Right.
y'all the Jay-Z and.
Well, you
and
gotta understand too, because Melissa speaks very proper. She's very smart and wise, and she's a go-getter. She's about her money. Let's go. And so me too. I mean, she's more, I should say, bougie. I'm more street. You know what I'm saying? But we both had a mindset. I'm gonna make this happen. I'm gonna make this money, and I always respected her because of that. And she was always on the move. We crossed each other's paths so many times in our life. We're like, yo, what up? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And let's do a story about Melissa. Let's talk about Melissa because it always comes up, and I never speak about her. I want everybody to know we started off as friends. We was 19 when we met. We was babies on the set of. We didn't meet on Big Pimpin' because she did it on the boat and I did it in Miami. So we did separate scenes, so we never crossed paths then. But we actually on the Thong Song remix with Cisco.
Right.
Was that was on the beach?
We were in
was that on the beach?
That was in California, actually.
Okay.
We shot that in California, with Director X. Back then was Little X.
Little X, back then.
Yeah. So we was in a trailer and we got to be treated with royalty, and Cisco was excited to see us and shit. And we're like, hey, what up? You know, because he got mad energy, you know? So me and Melissa was sitting, we were talking, and then I want to make this clear too. The video, me and Melissa following Cisco in the hotel, that everybody thinks we're fucking Cisco. It was like reality show. It was a DVD. They were like, follow him, say this, do that. So it was acting. It wasn't actually going in to fuck him. You know what I'm saying? People believe reality shows, which they shouldn't. So we were just playing along. We thought actually it was going to be part of the video, but it was actually part of DVD, like aside from the thong song. You know what I'm saying? Behind the scenes. So that is not
the
true.
extra
We did
content
not.
they would always do,
Yes,
right?
yes, to make it juicy.
Exactly.
To make it juicy. So no, we didn't jump his bones when the door closed. You know what I'm saying? But so me and Melissa played off. We got along super dope, and then from there, Cisco was going on tour with NSYNC. And Pink, when Pink was like a lot rocker hip hop, remember Pink? With the pink and blue hair. And so we did the No Strings Attached tour, and we were the 6-pack. So it was me, Melissa Ford, and a few other girls.
Right.
And Melissa's gorgeous, beautiful, but she really is not a dancer. You know what I'm saying? So we were trying to teach her steps, and actually we were sharing a room in the beginning of the tour. That's how cool we were until. So I forgot what city we was at. We were sharing a room. We were waiting for the bus. You know, certain times we leave 3-4 o'clock in the morning. So I told her I'm gonna take a nap. I said, wake me up when we're ready to get on the bus. She was like, yeah, no problem. So she sneaks out of the room, goes on the bus, and everybody's like, yo, where's Glow? And she goes, I don't know. And they were like, what? And then she insinuated.
Wow, hold up. I've never heard this story.
I gotta tell you.
Wow.
We didn't talk for a little while because of this. I mean, we were kids. We were 19.
But
we were on the same age. So.
Hold on, Gloria.
Yes.
We're going to dial in Melissa. We're going to dial in Melissa.
We do. She apologized later, but so go ahead.
No, I was just saying, you were still in the hotel room.
I was sleeping. The bus didn't take off. She got on the bus, and they were like, yo, where's Glow? And she was like, I don't know. She's not in the room. So she kind of insinuated I was with, like, one of the sync guys.
Wow.
So they were like, oh, Glow's? You know, that's how rumors start. So a bouncer, was one of his security was banging on the door, and I woke up. I was like, yo, what up? They were like, you sleeping? I was like, yeah. They were like, Melissa said you wasn't in the room. I was like, yes, she was. I told her to wake me up. I got so hot, and when he told me that she insinuated, I ran on that bus, jumped on her, grabbed her throat. I was like, yo, bitch, like you lying on me? And then, of course, she's like, yeah, I know.
What? Yeah.
I was a hothead. I was super hothead back then. Super
No,
hothead.
we missed all of this. I'm like, what happened?
Well, I know, and then they pull us apart, and then we didn't share a room after that, obviously.
Right.
And then it was a little beefy there, and then we was on actually during the tour, we was on MTV. Cisco had his own show on MTV for spring break. So Cisco and the Six Pack, we were, doing dance moves and shit. And long story short, she kind of told Cisco, is it me or her? I can't have her with me. And Cisco goes, peace. So she ended up off the tour and I stood on. So we didn't really talk for a while after that situation. So because she felt like he picked me over her, which he did. But, it was just real catty after that. But we became friends later, years later. But like she said, like she felt that people kept putting us against each other, which we were totally different women, looks, images. I was rapping. We were just so opposite that I don't think that they should have compared us both.
So did y'all clean it up by the time y'all shot with us with that double cover, or was it still?
No. Listen, no. That's why she was trying to get me off that cover. I know the juice. That's why she didn't want to share the cover. So don't lie. I know. So we were supposed to share the cover, and she said, "No, I don't want to share no cover with Glow." And she tried to put her big panties on, and she was like, "Just me." But thank God for Daytona, you guys. We did a split cover, and I still got a cover. Thank you guys.
And the
She's
cover
not the only one that took me off the cover. These girls be... Say it again?
The cover is together, too. Like, your arm is, like, linked to the other cover, and then her leg...
yeah, when you open it,
together. Yeah,
No, when you put them right next to each other.
When you put them together.
Okay, you like that.
So
we made the posters like that, too. It was kind of dope. It ended up being, like, a better marketing thing anyway.
Because that was our first split cover.
Yes.
That was our first split.
Yeah. I'm glad you guys did that because I felt like you guys were going to take me off. I was like, I'm Latin. I'm too light. They're about to take me off because that happened to me before on another cover. And people were beefing like, I swear to God. So that happens behind the scenes too. I didn't have the big, people behind me because I used to have street dudes that were, going on tour with me. But she had like major people helping her, major, exactly. So I felt like she kind of she tried to get in there, but we're cool now. But little catty shit that happens behind the scenes.
You had like a rougher road regardless, like how you got in, how you maintained, how you got out, then got back in. Like your whole thing is way different than everybody else.
Right.
But you know what's so crazy? That King, when we were shooting, my dad was ill at the time, and I kept to myself, and I was super nice to her. But like they called me, my dad was like on his deathbed, and he passed not too long after that. And remember, my boyfriend went to jail, so it was like I was like heartbroken inside doing the photo shoot because two of the most important people, one went to jail and one was dying and ended up dying. But I still smiled, was nice to everybody, and someone else was crying and complaining about clothes and jewelry and makeup.
Right.
But you see the mentality. I'm always. But I was like, okay, no problem. She can do whatever. I don't care. I was like, makeup, because you wanted natural. You wanted hardly no makeup. You wanted it flawless. You wanted it clean.
Right.
And I love that. That's one of my favorite covers ever. I love that cover.
I got two things, A, before you jump, because I see you, A.
Yeah, tell me.
Sitting over here, I'm like...
I know you're still moving. I know. The one thing that I've always said, and when people ask, like, 20 of your favorite shoots, they always really ask, like, what's our favorite covers? So I have for different reasons. But one of my favorite shoots of all time, and I always tell everyone how much of an iron woman you are. You did a 16-hour shoot with us in Vegas.
Jesus.
Yes.
I could not believe multiple locations, all the way
jumping in and out of the car.
In and out. It was cold. It was freezing.
We were cold. Me and you were cold, eh? And she had nothing.
Right. Yes. Sliding off of a car.
You know you are like that was our longest shoot, I think, eh?
At that time. By far.
Multiple locations outside, dealing with the element, and you never complained.
Not once.
No.
Never.
Once. Yo, never.
Not
you
once.
Never said, yo, this is too much. You were like, yo, what's up? What's next? We have stuff around. Let's go. I was like, she's forever on our team forever.
But that's the thing, though, and that's the thing, character-wise. That's one of those, reasons why. I mean, you don't only just root for somebody, but you do what you can to put them in a position to win. Just like I said, when I had an opportunity, on the television side, doing some things with
Yes.
Playboy TV, and we had the show. And I'm like, yo, Glow would be dope for this. We doing it in Miami. Let me hit up Gloria. See, y'all, all right, cool, boom. It's like those type of things, and it's like
Yeah.
you don't necessarily do it for those reasons, but you just
Right.
being like that genuine, amazing person, it was just like, damn, if there's an opportunity for me to look out, help out, I'm gonna do that. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna go ahead and
What
double
happened?
back, but I'm not gonna
Uh-oh.
lie. When
What
it was
happened?
time, listen, when it was time to do that cover, that cover shoot with you and Melissa, I was I wasn't as happy at that particular time. Not
With
because I didn't
life
feel
or the situation?
it. Damn. No,
Was
no, no,
that
no,
with
no.
life? Like, what?
Either-
I'm just saying.
Exactly. I mean, I stumped my
My God.
toe. I was coming down the street. Nah. No, at that particular time, I was just so. I mean, I was so protective, of the
Okay.
brand, and I wasn't sure if we were ready yet, for our first like non-celebrity, cover.
Oh,
And it's
okay,
like
okay.
and I know that because I mean it was like for us, we were already against the gun. We wasn't really caring about what other people was thinking or saying, but we did want to just create this amazing magazine that we always wanted to see. We wanted it to be just like at this high level of excellence and quality. And we
Right.
want to have a specific type of clientele. We definitely wanted to get to the point to where we could put y'all on, but we wanted to really just build that momentum. We didn't want to look and feel like what anybody else was doing. So when it was just like, yo, we're
Right.
going to go ahead and do, the video vixens, we're going to have Melissa and Gloria. And I was like, damn, I don't know. Is it time? Is it too early? Should we wait a couple of issues?
Hey,
I
what's so
mean,
crazy?
it was the perfect timing. I was on the cover
It
of New
was.
York Post.
But it wound up, it wound up
You
being
know what
that.
I'm
I,
saying?
I was,
Yeah.
listen, it wound up, it was phenomenal. It came out wonderful. And then this is another thing that had me sort of like, oh shit. At the time, so we had King magazine, a year and a half into King, we started our car magazine, Rides magazine. So we used to do,
Yes.
we used to go to Vegas a few times out the year. We used to go out there for
SEMA.
for Magic, which was the
Yep.
fashion, big
Yes.
convention, and then SEMA, which was the big car convention. So I remember when we had y'all on the cover, we were going into the SEMA convention and, for the cars, and it was like, yo, we need some, some girls to be at the booth and sign magazines. Like, yo, let's go ahead and, do Melissa and Gloria. And I was like, damn, word. And then it was just like, basically, nigga, you babysitting. I'm
Yeah.
like, basically, you got to look after them and make sure they good, And I'm like, man, and I didn't know what your attitudes were going to be. I didn't know whether y'all was going to be on some
Oh,
high
okay,
end
gotcha. I
bullshit
got
and
you.
Yeah.
feeling
I got
yourself.
you.
And when I tell y'all were two of the most sweetest,
Yep.
dopest, downest, amazing. I mean, I was just even before we start recording, I was telling you like how much of a great time I had with you. Your brother was there. And it was
Yes,
like,
yes.
and I was totally just wrong in so many ways,
Right.
and rightfully so. I'm so glad I was, and
Good.
I mean, just so super, super, super dope. And like I said, y'all were cream of the crop. Y'all were the top
Yeah.
notch, top level in y'all space, and couldn't be, more doper. And I was just like,
Thank
damn,
you.
man.
That's
So
real.
that's something that I've always appreciated.
Like,
Yeah,
talking
that's
to
why you
both
guys
y'all.
hired us for everything. Then we started going
Yeah.
everywhere with you guys.
Right.
Yep.
That was
Right.
super dope. I'm so grateful for that as well.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
I
Yes,
remember
indeed.
that we had bigger lines than the major celebrities and artists.
Oh.
Our lines was like ridiculous.
Oh yeah, that was.
And they were like looking over, like, who are these girls?
Yeah.
I remember going to in Vegas and I was painted. And I was like half naked. Even Anna Nicole Smith had to come over and be like I want to know you. Like that's the biggest. That's how impactful
Wow,
we was
yeah.
back then. You know,
Oh, goodness.
that was
gracious.
huge.
It really
Yeah.
was. It really was. And what about those times for you though, Glow? Like what do you remember in like the success, the rising success? Like when you started realizing like people were really recognizing you.
Oh, I would have to say after Ja Rule video and the Big Pimpin' video, definitely those two. And then, I mean, I came out in Hot 97 when they did the Summer Jam. I came out with Ja Rule. I came out with Cisco with the Big Pimpin'. I mean, the crowd went wild, you know? So they connected me to hip hop, you know? Even that early, in 1999, 2000. And I started touring, and then my music, and then I was signed with Cash Money, Ronnie Jerkins, and, you know, doing a mixtape hosted by... the one from the Breakfast Club, DJ Envy. So I was just keep putting out material. I had clothes, I had towels, I had posters, I had calendars. So I was just making money everywhere, you know? The grind was serious. Yeah, the grind was serious. And there was a lot of money to be made, you know? I mean, the clubs were popping. It's not like how it is now. I mean, I went to Switzerland, and there was a club like ice. Like underground ice, and I was signing autographs. Like, this is my life, you know. Like, you know, certain moments in life, you're like, you know, in Japan, I'm with Cisco, and we're like, this is pretty cool, you know. I enjoyed the tour life. Yeah,
but we talk about.
I think it started in 1999.
Yeah, but we talk about that entry point though for, you know, a lot of the girls now, and how they could just literally, you know, take a selfie, do a filter, and upload a pic, and it's just like, oh man,
right?
You know, somebody can see you, but what was your? We haven't got to your grind, because we talk about this is what it's like. This is what it's like now, but for you, like what was like your journey? Because we know it wasn't easy.
Well, let's do a little controversy between the vixen, as they say, you know, trying to say vixen hoes and IG hoes. You know, they always call women hoes. But the difference is, you knew your hoes in the vixens. They told them themselves. They wrote books. You know, the dudes knew who to pass around, and they knew who wasn't. You know, we're dating someone, that's dating. We're not a hoe. We actually have a relationship. Okay? So there's a fucking difference. Now, these IG models, not all, please, I'm not, you know, don't come up in here, you know. Not all IG models, but they tell them themselves. They're going to the same countries, the same private planes. They even give each other daps and taking selfies. Like, we going to Africa, we going to Brazil, we going here, you know? So they're not doing a fashion shoot. They're not doing music. They're not doing anything but what? Selling ass. I mean, let's be front. And they're making it seem like that's okay. Yeah, we need our hoes, but not everybody got to be a fucking hoe. You know, there's other ways to make money. And we need these young youth to know that you don't have to be a hoe. You know? I'm serious. A lot of these guys live with their makeup artists, or, you know, they're, you know, they have red bottoms and shit like that, but they live in an apartment. You don't own your own home. You know what I'm saying? They're flashing a Gucci purse or a Prada bag, and dude, you don't even own your own car. You're renting. Like, they got to get their priorities together. You know, I was taking care of my family at 18, 19 years old, plus other family members, driving whips, my shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's a different grind, a different outlook. They just want to be famous and be acknowledged.
But what was
just
your
like
end
Lala's
into the
brother.
industry? How did you find your way into the game? You know, because you're from Miami. There's a lot of stuff going on in Miami. You know, so and the thing is, obviously, you know, beautiful women, like, there's a lot of beautiful women in Miami. It's like, what was your thing that made you just?
So when I was younger, in high school, I took chorus, and I was into music. I had the little girl group, and I used to do stomp, not cheerleading. We had stomp in our high school.
Right.
So I loved it. I loved being on stage. I got that feeling like, oh, this is what I want to do. And back in the day, do you remember, we had teen clubs? There's no such thing as anything. In Miami, we had Boca Club, Boca Teen Club. We had Fort Lauderdale, Miami. It should be like a adult club, and then downstairs would be the teen club, you know, and then the creeps would look down at us, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we used to have booty contests. Shake what your mom gave you, you know what I'm saying? $1,000, $2,000. You know, we shake it and dance. And I was a great dancer. I still am, you know what I'm saying? But other artists saw me dance. It was like, yo, I would love for you to be on tour. So at 14 years old, so I went on tour with the Get Some crew, with DJ Laz from Power 96. So I started touring on weekends and holidays. So then I started getting my light, and other artists, and I started dancing house music and shit like that. So when I was on stage, it's like,
this is in high school.
This is high school. I started in high school.
Like sophomore year?
And I loved it.
Like sophomore year?
Sophomore, junior, yes.
Wow.
Yes, and I loved it. And then I started doing music, and I was working with Gravy, Red Cafe, Hugh, and I was signed with Shangri-La. You know, they were street dudes, you know what I'm saying? And now they're famous. But we was young, we was teenagers. They were helping write, you know, getting in studio. A lot of people don't know that. They used the people I was signed to would fly them from New York to Miami and record with me. I had songs with Bone Thugs and Harmony. I had songs with so many people. And I said, this is my life. This is what I wanted. I already knew as a teenager what I wanted to do. And then one story is true with Luther Campbell, Mr. Uncle Luke, was when I was 19 years old, and he called me. First of all, I only did a few shows with him when I was 19, not when I was younger. So there's a lot of lies up in there. He gave me a call. It's like, yo, Jay-Z's in town. He's doing a music video. He doesn't like the girls. You should go see if, you know, you'll be in the video. And I was all the way near West Palm. So, you know, that's like more than an hour drive. I was like, should I? I don't know. So I did by myself. I drove, and Jay-Z was on like a big platform rapping. And then I was screaming at him. I was like, yo, Jay. And then I was like, I heard you need someone. And he was like, yeah, get her dressed ready for the car. And that was my first video. Wow. And then Ja Rule was there. Ja Rule was there with Irv Gotti. And they were like, we're going to Brazil in 2 weeks. You want to come? I was like, fuck yeah, I'm getting my passport. And history.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I never heard the story.
Yeah.
Big Pimpin' was the first one? No,
it was lobster and shrimp.
Lobster and shrimp with Timberland.
Timberland, yes. That was my first video with Jay.
Wow.
Yes.
And that was Uncle Luke that called.
That was Luke that told me to come down. Yes. I'll admit that. But that's it. He did nothing else for me ever.
She was like,
yeah,
it was.
You're like, yeah, that was Luke. He told me to
I'll give him that, but that's it. But after that, I never spoke to Luke after that. Like, we never crossed paths, even though he wrote a book about me years later, lies and shit. But that's obsession.
Wait,
you know, people get obsessed.
Another time out.
Yeah.
What? Wait, what happened with that situation?
Well, he liked to sell books. You know, he tried to say that I had a relationship with, like, Biggie. First of all, I never met Biggie. We met through passing in 95 on How Can I Be Down on South Beach. I was like, hey,
right.
That was it. It was nothing like, let's hang out, none of that. I just said, hey, what up? I was introduced and kept it moving. And he's trying to say that I had sex with him and mentioning different dudes just to sell a book and do interviews. Because when people say my name, people listen. So, you know, he kept on and kept at it. So he got attention. He did more, and the stories grew and grew and grew. And I was like, this dude is crazy. Like, dude, you're talking about a teenager. I was 19. You know what I'm saying? Like, you still, after 26 and 30, he kept on with his mouth and blah, blah, blah. I mean, I forgive him. You know, you have to forgive. But, that's a bit of an obsession. When people throw dirt and hate, they have an admiration in their heart. But, you know, they just couldn't control me. And I didn't obey to their orders, and I was like, fuck you, you know? They get mad. That's our business. If you don't do what they say, not everybody, you know, then they throw dirt on your name or try to shun you or blackball you. But, yeah, that's what happened. So, yeah, I met Irv and Ja Rule on the set of Jay-Z's video and Timberland, Lobster and Shrimp. And 2 weeks later, we went to Brazil.
And then
so it was history there.
And then,
that's right.
So Brazil was the Holla Holla video.
Right.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yes.
What was that? Because that was the absolute hottest song at that time. Even while they were making the video, the song was hot.
Yes. I was excited. First time in Brazil. First time meeting Hype Williams. Incredible. I was already a fan because I knew his work. We got to sit next to each other, flying there actually. So we kind of grew a bond, and we were talking about life. And he was like, "You're so mature for your age," and we hit it off really well. And then his undergrad was Little X at the time. You know, he was underneath.
Right. Yeah. He was a storyboard artist.
It was like a family. Yes. But he was super dope. He shot Little X shot the big pimpin' scene with me and Pimp C.
Right. And now you got to talk about that. You got, because there's so many stories about that.
There is.
We've been hearing so many stories about
different. Rick.
With Pimp refusing to initially do it. He didn't want to do the song at first. Then he didn't want to do the video. He didn't want to go.
And Jay was like asking.
So
he didn't want to go to Carnival. All of that.
Right.
He wanted to drive his car and all this stuff. Yo, what happened? Like, how did this whole thing come together?
Real story.
Okay, real story. Okay, I was friends with Jay-Z first. We knew each other, of course, for a while because we met on the set of Lobster and Shrimp. So you gotta understand, I'm a Sag, he's a Sag. So we get along. I mean, we got along a lot, but you know, we crashed a lot too. And I'm stubborn too. We're both young. So at the Big Pimpin' video, I wasn't supposed to go. We wasn't talking. He was mad at me, actually. I was invited by Margot, the casting director that casts the video girls. She was like, "Come get this check, baby." I was like, "I'm there." So I wasn't invited to the island, you know, to where were they at?
Trinidad.
Yeah, I was invited to Trinidad, but I was gonna get that check in Miami. You know what I'm saying? So they had a hotel for the girls, so because you know, check in the morning was early, so I didn't want to drive down all the way because I lived in Broward. So I came out of the hotel, and when I was waiting for the trolley, you know, they get a bus for the girls to take them to the location. So while I was sitting out in front, Pimp C sitting in his car with his music, blasting his music, you know? And then they were like, "Oh, that's Pimp." I said, "That's dope. That's dope." And then we you know, he was saying hello to the girls, gentlemen. And then he just kept talking to me. We just kept talking. And he was like, "Yo, you do music? I want to hear your music." Got in the car, played my music, he played his. And we just we grew a fucking bond. That's how we met that day. We didn't meet before. He didn't stay, he did not go because of me. I mean, it would have been nice to say, "Yo, he's still because of me." But no, that had nothing to do with me. It wasn't because of me. It was, you know, like I said, you know, when your egos go around, dudes, you know, people crash sometimes, you know. So we did drove to the Big Pimpin' video, me and him. He drove me there because he was on his way there, you know. So we were talking, and then we pull up, and then we were sitting. I met his family, his mom, and people were there introducing me, and he was getting a liking of me. You know, he was like, "Man, I fucks with you, Glow. I fucks with you. Like, you real." Because I was like, "Oh my God, you're a rapper." You know what I'm saying? Right. You know, I'm from New York, but I got that Southern hospitality too. You know. So, you know, he was like, what you know what part you can do? I said, I'm probably just going to sleep in the trailer because I partied the night before with Margot and the girls from Def Jam. I was cool with all the girls from Def Jam. And he was like, "Oh, okay, you know, okay, cool. And we broke ways, you know. So when he was doing his part with his car, they already had initially another girl in set. It wasn't me. But he said, "I don't want her. I want Gloria." So they were like, nah, this girl's good. Nah, you good with this girl. He was like, no. I said no. You know what I'm saying? So he fought for me to be in that position. And then they called over the mic, and I'm asleep. Swear to God, I got pictures. I got to post this too. I'm in sweats, a tank top. I'm like dead. And the ex is like, "Yo, you got to get up. I'm no makeup. Hair fuzzy. I have bare minimum makeup. If you look back at the video, no makeup. Hardly no makeup. Low. I put my hat low. My hair is like on the side. That's my whole outfit. That was a birthday outfit previously. That's my outfit. So it was destined. It was destined. He was like, "Yo, she got a fur?" I was like, "I fucking got one in my suitcase."
Are you
So that
serious?
was God. I swear to God. So I put on the fur. He walked. He was like, "That's it. This is it." And then Jay-Z looking out the door, and I was like, "I know he's mad that I'm in the video." And I was like, you know, we make up later, but you know, people argue. We were kids. We're young. You know, we're hard-headed.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So
But that became an iconic scene. That was an iconic, that's an iconic scene for
But
him.
that was destined.
Forever.
That was destined. But the truth is that we did talk later. He didn't want to leave Miami. He didn't want to leave me. Let me toot my own horn. No, but he's a great person. Down to earth. He's so knowledgeable. Like, he reminded me like of a Tupac. Knowing street, but wise. Like, you know, people say they woke. He was already awakened back then.
Yeah.
Like, in our industry, like, God bless me with individuals like Pimp and Pac and other people to watch out for. Who don't do this, or don't put yourself in this position. You know, just pinpoint things. And he was a blessing in my life. Like, literally. And
Hold on, Glo. You met Pac as well?
Yes. You didn't listen to my first podcast. Boom! Shame on you.
I saw a clip though.
Oh, shame on you. Mr. Anderson did.
I did get a chance to listen, and dog, when I tell you, like, yo, Pac literally saved her life.
Yes.
Like on some
17 years old. Yes.
like yo, it was like a hit was about to go down or something, and it's like,
Yeah.
nah, leave her alone. Like,
That's
I'm just
right.
like mind blown. That's why I wear the Pac shirt. That's what
That's right.
I was just so blown away by, like, hold up a second. This what? What just Did that really happen? What?
Right. Yeah,
Yo,
it's mind-boggling.
Yeah, it's mine, yeah.
Everybody, the episode. I'm not going to let you redo it. We're going to send everybody.
No.
Episode
But
1.
I want to say, yes, please. But to touch on Pimp C, R.I.P. I mean, he's a dope individual, and I'm honored that we got to meet each other's lives and a big impact. Even after our careers took off in different directions. I went on tour with Cisco after. I was doing this, I was doing that. I got signed with Cash Money. So he was over here and I was over there. But every time we met up, it was like we never left each other. And he's a loyal dude. If you need something, let me tell you this story. I crashed his truck. Oh my God. So I know. I was super young. So he'd be like, I'm gonna leave this car, that car there. So he goes, so I can come more. I was like, all right, babe, you can leave in front of my house. You can leave anything here. So he left one of his trucks at my house. So I was super exhausted, driving back from Miami. I live like an hour away from Miami. So I was heading to the, literally, to the bank. And you know how you wait in line. So I was like falling asleep, like passing out. And there's big bricks. You know how you pull up and, put your money in or whatever, go to the teller. I crashed into the wall. Literally the bank. Like, and I was like, oh shit, his fucking car. I thought he was going to trip. Like, I thought he was going to kill me. I was like, oh shit, his fucking baby. And then when I told him, he was like, are you good? I was like, yeah. He was like, that's all that matters. I was like, really? I wasn't used to that shit. I was like, what? He was like, nah, it's nothing. It's nothing. I was like, wow, whew. Like the whole fucking front was fucked up. Like literally. It was concrete and I chunked out the concrete off the wall.
Oh my
I was
goodness.
like, shit. Thank God there wasn't a lot of cameras or anything.
This is the same guy that crashed his gray Bentley, and it was like, all right, whatever, and then went and bought a red one.
And just went ahead
Go
and
figure.
Right.
I mean, yeah, we can't put too much effort on materialistic things, literally.
Right.
If it happened, what can you do? But he didn't get mad, nothing, not mad at all.
What was it like when you heard about what happened to him? And
Devastated.
Yeah.
Devastated. We talked not too long before then. Like, we kept in contact throughout the years in spurts, Yeah, just a lot of things. Yeah, just a lot of things. I was devastated. I was just devastated. I feel like he had more to give. He so much more knowledge. I wish there was the internet that he could speak to the people and say what he knows and so much more. Of course I cried and I couldn't believe it. Like this can't be true. Just these strong black alpha males die young. You notice that?
Right.
Like powerful men die young.
Right.
I've noticed that. It's insane to me. We need to protect them.
Too. Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Social and music and it's
Yes.
like it happens. Yep.
And it was devastating to me.
Wow.
Damn. So it's like, but
Did you guys know him personally? Have you guys ever worked with Pimp C?
You know
I
what?
didn't get a chance to.
I didn't. I was like the biggest UGK fan. I remember the first time I made my way down to Houston. Remember we went down to Houston Day for Scarface's My Homies Out Marie's party back in like '96. And I remember meeting Lil Chad and Mama West, over at Lil J's ranch. And we was out there riding horses, and I was just like, damn, and Pimp was he was incarcerated at the time. one of those times, but
right.
Such a, I mean, I've been such a huge UGK fan, since Pocket Full of Stones, and so it's like never got a chance to cross paths with him, but it was dope. And I'm trying to think. I think I just let Datwon listen to it on the UGK double album, the album that came out right before the last UGK album. How he name dropped King Magazine. on his
Yeah.
song Chrome Plated Woman. He was like, you could catch him in the Dub or the King magazine. So it's like stuff
Yeah.
like that was always super fly to, to be so inspired and by an artist, and then you put something into the universe that they love and appreciate, and they shouting you out. So
Amen.
yeah, but he was man, just super 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 dope dude. One of my favorites of all time by far.
Yep. And then I
Yeah, I
got cool
agree.
with Bun B, who would always tell, the most incredible stories, even off the
Stories.
record.
He does. He does.
Mm.
He does.
And I just saw Bun. We actually saw him that last trip, But I think I grabbed him. I don't know if you were in there for that when they did the for the Trader Truth weekend.
Nah, I didn't see Bun on the last trip.
Remember when they had the dodgeball game?
Yeah. Remember, I left right before that.
You left right before that.
That's when I was on my way to the airport. But over at the University of Houston.
I went in. So
They had a dodgeball. Oh, that must have been fun.
Yo.
Houston is one of my favorite cities.
Oh, by far.
Yeah, me too.
By far.
Me
My
too.
goodness.
Me too.
We always have a great time. What's some of the travels though? I know you mentioned Brazil. I know you mentioned being from New York.
Switzerland. I love Switzerland.
But
I
all
love
of these
Switzerland.
reincarnations, it's like people got to understand, like, where you started then and even where you're at now. It's like, I don't know, it's like you over there, just taking something, you know what I'm saying? Because you look now like you did then,
thank
still
you.
beautiful, body still amazing. It's like, what are you doing?
Thank you.
But to still be
No drugs. Say no to drugs, kids. Say no to drugs.
but to still, it's like all of these different reincarnations of your career and its longevity. Because just think about how many people, when you first cut your teeth coming into this game, how many people that you never hear from ever again, never see again.
Yeah.
And it's like you've always been here, always been dope, always been relevant.
Thank you.
Yeah, always had a voice. So, like, what do you think that has been, for you to be able to do that?
A blessing. I thank God that, people embrace me and show me so much love and want to listen to me and want to know what I'm doing. And as a mother, as an artist, as a little bit of everything, which, people are intrigued with my life. And I think that's super dope. And I'm super interested. I'm honest, like my life is like a fucking movie, like literally, and I'm just fearless. So I live that way. I mean, now I'm more cautious than I was back then, but and I'm not afraid to speak. I'm not afraid to tell my truth. People try to be politically correct, or be friends with someone that really doesn't like them. I'm like, listen, I'm like, you're like, that's cool. We can agree to disagree and not like each other, but we don't got to be phony about it.
And we can make money.
Like
me to make
but
money.
everything's cancellation. If you have a fucking opinion, let's cancel that motherfucker. Like it's just
Right.
our
You
world
dealt
is
with
like
that though, Glow. You've dealt with that like within social media. I've seen you go at it with different groups.
Yes.
I'll be like, Glow does not care. She will bring the burnout and flame the whole comment section. Like
that's right. I mean that's right.
Are there like
But you have to.
this delay is crazy? Are there some that like which kind of like controversy kind of sticks out to you that really got to you, but you were able to speak your piece?
Okay, so the time that we shot King, after that, I was losing a lot of weight. Like I got super skinny, but that was depression because the two men in my life.
Yeah, you were going
one
through
in
it.
jail. Yeah, one went in jail, but that's like a death. When someone goes to jail, people don't understand the heartache and the heartbreak, because they're like dead in a way, in a sense. You can't reach them, you can't touch them, you can't kiss them, you can't do anything really. They're far away. And then my dad passed, so people started saying, "Oh, she must be dying of AIDS. She must have this, and she must have that." And the reason that, and this is my first time ever saying this, and I'm going to be so truthful and honest on my podcast, because my dad died of AIDS. So, and I never told that with no one. And when they were saying that, that hurt. That's the only thing. Like, I've learned to have a strong back and know that the lies, God knows who I am. God knows, me as a person. God knows, my heart. So that's all that mattered. But when that rumor was passing around and they were talking in radio and saying that she must have AIDS because she's so skinny, and I was like, that just hurt, because living with someone that has AIDS, and the misconceptions of at that time was severe. You can't touch them, you can't kiss them. You know, they were like, ooh, just like COVID. That's how they were acting with AIDS, people with AIDS back then. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, they passed that rumor, so it kind of hit home because I dealt with that. My dad was diagnosed with AIDS when I think I was in 5th grade or 3rd grade or something like that.
Oh, wow.
So I dealt with it for a long time. He did a lot of drugs, and he was shooting up, and he shared a needle in New York, in Brooklyn. So that's how a lot of people did back in the day. A lot of them used to shoot up a lot. And my dad was a street dude. Instead of just selling, he was doing it as well. So we had to deal with that for a long time. And then the family, you know, family members can be really evil and cruel. You know, passing rumors in high school or middle school, AIDS, and knowing damn well, you know, my father's dying of that shit. You know, family members can be so fucking cruel. I used to beat the fuck out of some of my family members. That's how crazy I was. Like, what's that? Bang. So that's why I had like a temper. You gotta understand, like, people gonna know through this podcast. So why I was like short, you know, my fuse was short. Like, what'd you say? Oh, what? You know what I'm saying? Because of the things that I've been through. So that's when people. Now I don't mention everything. So like if someone calls me, I'm like, who cares? You know, and if I want to answer, I answer. But it doesn't hurt the same. When you're younger, everything's kind of devastating. But that hurt me the most when they passed that rumor because my dad passed. So yeah, that was hurtful.
So what do you think has been like some of your, you know, that's definitely something like that was definitely like a career, not just a career low, but a life low. You know, it's like, it's just, that's disgusting. What would you say has...
in our industry, it's like accustomed to diss women. Literally. We're such an easy target.
Yeah.
We are. We help them in dancing, we help them in fashion, we do it, but we're still not good enough, you know? Even the girls on IG, you know? They're still this, they're still that. But, you know, you're dissing them, but you all are fucking them. So what are you? You're shouting them out in these songs, but then you diss them. That doesn't make sense to me. You know? So you're no better than them then. If you're dissing them, then what are you? You know? So it makes no sense. But back then too, they used to, instead of glorifying like Playboy, they put their women on a pedestal. Gorgeous, goddess.
Hold on, we did that. Hold on a second.
That's right.
We did that too. Come on, don't just say only Playboy.
King did that. Double XL did that. But I'm saying in our culture, within our people, as in community, you know, like gossip sites and, you know, other things. You guys, like I said, you guys put us on the pedestal. You guys gave us a different type of speaking audience and asked us different things, not just, oh, what do you say when you're wearing lingerie? Or, you know, stupid questions. You know what I'm saying? You guys asked us real questions, got into our life a little bit, got us on tour to meet and touch people. These other people didn't do that. You guys did that. That's why I have you guys here.
One of the things that we really wanted to do was we also wanted to talk to the women about like what were their aspirations, what were some of their dreams, and a lot of times like they would say certain things within the pages, and then it might happen like, oh, I want to work with such and such director, and next thing you know they're working with that director, or I want to work with this brand, and we were just like, wow, look at the power that you could bestow into someone and them speaking that like their existence and the things that they want. I know people will be like, man, you just had them in bikinis. Shut up. But it wasn't just that. It was also in a different kind of way than you were usually used to. But, and a lot of times the women have that voice, you know?
They sing just in bikinis and we're king, double XL, you know, black men. But they say just in bikinis, but you glorify, you know, the lingerie, when it comes to the white era, the white market, they're glorified runway models. They're gorgeous. This is the image of beauty. But when we do it for the urban, we're considered lower class. Like, what the fuck is that? We got to stop doing that to our own people. You know what I'm saying? Because they follow our trends and what we wear. You know what I'm saying? For real. And we gotta put our women up on a pedestal. If you're fucking her, then she was good enough to make love to. You know, like I said earlier in my live on my IG, you know, people try to shun or to make it bad that, you know, fucking is a bad thing. Fucking is really making love. It's not fucking. You're giving a piece of you to that person you're choosing to sleep with. That's why a lot of these men and women feel empty after sleeping with so many people and feel lonely and more lost because they're giving a part of them every time they lay down with someone. So, and a lot of these people that are sleeping with each other, they're like, okay, you know what? I don't want to feel like they have something over me or control or so they want to downplay that they had sex with them. Like, oh, you're just a hoe. I just fucked you. But no, you gave me a piece of you. I was laying in your bed. I saw your shit. You know what I'm saying? You was down there, so that's the most intimate thing a human can do with each other is make love. That's the most intimate. There's nothing else more intimate. But we try to downplay it as a culture.
Right. Oh, no doubt. And what's funny is that you're saying that we try to downplay it, but then it's in everything. It's in entertainment.
Right.
It's in it's one of the things that's in religion. That it's in everything.
Everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's like a spiritual level to it. Have you looked at it as from a different place now that you're where you are now after having your children, after having different relationships? How do you view that intimacy now in this part of your life?
Yeah, I think there's different levels of love and different levels of spiritual attachments. Spiritual, like, I can have you as a spiritual brother and we can have a connection like no other, maybe even deeper than my natural brother, my blood brother. We're all spiritual beings. It's how we connect with one another. So let's just say I had a relationship that was more convenient. You know what I'm saying? We all had convenient relationships.
Yeah.
And I wasn't spiritually connected to him, but I cared for him. And it was just for now. We all had them. It was convenient. We had a relationship.
Right.
He was nearby.
Right.
So I wasn't spiritually bonded, but there was some type of like love, I guess. But there's some that leave an impact in your heart that you would never forget. That touch, that smell.
That's wild.
So. Yes. So I learned that I don't want that other connection. I want this connection. I fiend for that connection, that touch, the way he talks, the way he whispers, little things. Like it's if you don't have it, you're missing something out. I don't care for that. I'd rather please myself. I please myself the best. But when you're making love, no, seriously.
That's real.
You're on a totally different high. Making out is intense. So, I definitely view making love and spiritual connection is needed. I think that's why I'm not married, because I haven't felt that in a long time. Being court and, a man, just being a man and it's just, I think a lot of men are too feminine now and too girly, too whiny, too cryy. If you say, no, I don't want to have sex yet, they want to argue with you. Bitch, I don't want to argue with no dude. What the hell are you? Like, band the fuck up. I mean, I had conversations on my DM with athletes, young ones. I'm like, dude, I have an age limit. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Literally. You have to be older than my son. It's not going to happen. And they get offended and want to argue. Like, literally argue. That's not going to get the coochie. Literally not. Like, no way. It's insane now.
But you've been able to do something that not too many people can throughout the years. Especially now on IG, you're able to show like a sort of sensuality through your sexier pictures. So you're still finding angles. You're still being able to
learn from the professionals. I've been doing all my life. I better be good at that shit.
You're not playing fair. You're not.
I better be good at that
fair.
shit.
You're still able to do
I
that.
work out though. I work out. Literally, I have to work out.
You're still not playing fair. And you know what? Get into that, because we talked about that too. We talked about another very popular trend right now is like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm not working out. I'm not going to the gym. I'm going to go ahead and, buy some things.
Yes.
And it's like
the BBLs, right? But
right. So you still let people know, because a lot of people,
it's natural. The only thing is just the titties, and I got them done at 19 years old. These babies are still the same at 19 years old. I don't think there's nothing wrong doing little touch-ups if you think you have a little big nose or, plump them up a little bit. I never touch my face ever. No Botox, no nothing. This is all me and almost. You know what I'm saying? But
good Jane.
I like my butt. I don't like. I'm not a fan of really big butts. Like to me, that's not sexy. It's sex. That's what I see. I don't see sexy. I see dildo in her. It's just like huge. It's like you want to put something in it. Like literally, that's.
yeah.
to the screen. I was like,
yo. Boy,
I mean, you want to smack
I didn't see that. I didn't see that coming.
I mean, literally.
I didn't see that coming. Oh God.
I'm just saying. The ridiculousness. Back in the day when you saw the big titties, you would see them like circus freaks. You know what I'm saying? Like literally.
Right.
You know, they were like odd. You know, it was weird, and you were just like, whoa. You know, I just for my preference. To each his own. If you feel good about it, but a lot of these women are doing it thinking they're going to create money that is going to become income for them, not for themselves. Because I've talked to a lot of them, and well, a few of them, I should say, and a lot of them do it because they said, you know, it raked in the money. You know, I don't see that as sexy. We're in a whole different ballgame. I mean, down with the Kardashians and everybody getting everything done. They're all looking like each other. There's no uniqueness. I think we lost the sex appeal in the game. What do you think about the sex appeal? Everybody's looking the same, dressing the same. Like there's no.
They're all the same kind of looks, and it seems like there needs to be like a certain kind of standard that they're going for to get the bag, or to get the guy with the bag. So it's like, all right, we're gonna look just like the city girls. Everybody's going to look like them. Let's just look like them. Everybody, and then if they're of a different culture or whatever, they're going to all look like the Kardashians. I went to California. This was pre the pandemic. I was at a Pretty Little Things. I think that's the brand, Pretty Little Things.
Yes, it is.
I went to one of their events. I'm there, and I tell you, every woman in there looked like Kim Kardashian. I could not believe that there could be like more than it was dozens. It was dozens with the same look. And when you say the same look, I'm like, damn. Like they know.
Here, I'm in Miami. Same shit out here too. Same shit. It's I mean, to each his own. I mean, they're paying them, and you know, it's. I guess it's hot now. It's the thing. But I'm so glad and blessed that we had our, you know, era of girls that everybody looked different, natural hair, you know, not so much pounds of makeup. You know, I could go like this. I don't have no. They got the cream, like literally cream on their fucking face. Wow. You know, without makeup, you can't even recognize them. Like they're a totally different person. You know, I feel like that has a lot to do with not liking yourself, you know. I'm always without makeup or less makeup or, you know, done up a little bit. That's cool to feel good. But, you know, to overly do and to overly sex and, you know, you gotta have boundaries of, okay, I could be sexy. I could be showing them mom. I could show them a little bit of everything. Give a little bit of everything. But these girls are just one straight shot. That's it. This is what you get. But the guy's loving it, so the girls are going to keep doing it because the guys keep paying for it.
What kind of advice?
The
girls now too. What kind of advice would you give them?
I think our culture needs to change. Yeah. Our music is terrible. You know, I mean, we have like a Joyner. We have, you know, of course, you know, the legends dropping music, you know. Right. But, you know, a lot of the young youth that they admire and they're looking at, they all look the same too. You got to know that too, you know. A lot of them, you know. So a lot of these girls, it's just a pattern.
I'm gonna tell you what it's like. What you just, it just dawned on me. It just totally dawned on me because you keep bringing up music, you know, and you being a musician. I didn't realize that. You know, you and music went back as far as you did. I remember when I started, you know, seeing you making, you know, a move in terms of, you know, recording and releasing music and doing mixtapes. I, at that time, thinking it was just like something new, but I didn't realize that that's something that you had been doing, you know, even before you got in the game. But yeah, you just brought up such a point to me. I'm just like, oh shit. So when we were cutting our teeth, it was hard to get into the music industry. You know, it was challenging to be able to record a song and get it out to the world. When we got into the game, it was challenging, you know, to, you know, get into, you know, music videos or modeling in magazines and things like that. Now, it's like, it's one of those things, the same way you could go on IG and just take a picture, do the filter and upload and put a picture out there. You could do the same thing with music. You know, so it's just like, damn. You know, and it's like you don't necessarily want to discourage somebody, You know, from
Right,
wanting to
right,
become
right.
a artist and release music because that's something you're passionate about, or you feeling confident, you want to put some pictures up, but it's like, okay,
It's not for everybody.
it's
It's
not
not
for
for everybody.
everybody. It's
It
not for
really isn't.
everybody. And if it is going to be something, because we know that there are, very talented, singers out there, or there are less talented singers who may be mega stars because of their work
Famous,
ethic.
yes.
They did
Or
all the
no,
other,
who's
they did
behind
all
them?
the other
Who's behind
intangibles.
them?
Right. They did all the other, and
Right.
they put in the actual work. Britney Spears don't got the strongest voice, but she put in the
No.
work, right? So it's
She
just like,
does. She does. She
so
does.
so it's like, okay, if you're going to do it, it's like, okay, what's the end game after?
Right.
What's the end game? Because for you, it's
Right.
like you have music, you could speak in front of a camera, you could do all these other things. It's like, going back to a day's question, okay, what advice would you give? It's like, what's your end game? It's like, okay, after being pretty,
Exactly.
what else is there?
Right, exactly. They don't give no nothing. They're empty. Just like music. Just like music. Back in the day, we got goosebumps. It was street. They were talking about real life street shit. If it was about love, they got that we had that R&B shit. If it was about bass, that bass music, then we were dancing. We were doing all the whatever, shake your ass. We was really dancing. We was not just the little shake that they're doing now. It makes me laugh. We was actually doing fucking routines, flipping each other.
Routines,
Oh,
yeah.
I can't. What? We was getting down dirty.
Real
in
choreography,
Atlanta,
yeah,
South Florida.
yeah.
We was not all this just this.
Real joints.
Woohoo! Now, come on.
Not the
Everything is
woo-woo.
like, yeah, it's like, but you felt the music. You wanted to get up and dance. House music. We had such great music. Now I don't get goosebumps. I don't. They're not fucking saying shit. There's no concept songs, and there's only 2 fucking verses. They're cutting down the music, downplaying the music, and making it short because they're treating us like we're stupid individuals. Giving us garbage music, shortening it down, and keep replaying it and replaying it and brainwashing it. Same with the women. Keep pushing the same look, same women, same everything. And we're losing our culture. We're losing our we're losing our juice. We're losing it. Literally. Because when the girls back in the day, we wore, we had some with the baseball caps, with the sneakers. I was like, with my short shorts, I was like, yeah, they're like, we know Glow. Melissa with the sexy, with the tight dress, Melissa. Lyric. And we all had our individual, looks and hair. And now they all fucking look the same, wearing the same name brands, but we were all different. We brought different essence. Same with music. We're losing the essence in our culture, literally. Literally. If nobody wants to say it, we are. We are. When we had DMX, we wanted to fight everybody, I mean, we had Nuck if you buck.
But then he could take you to
Nuck if
slipping.
you buck. You really
Get you
wanted to
calm
fight.
down. Yeah.
Right.
But
Say
then
it
he could
again?
get you to
Yes.
slipping and make you think. You know what I mean? Like he was so
That's
rough
right.
over here on this side, but then he could get you into slipping and all that stuff, and you're just like, damn, man, this dude,
Yes.
the dynamic and the range that we had, even in the Thugs. The Thugs had
That's
dynamic
right.
and range.
Right, you're right. You're right.
Yes.
That's wild.
I mean,
man.
we from New York, and we play at Jay-Z any year. You're like, I remember when I was here. We have songs that bring us back to the location, what
Right.
city it dropped. You don't have that feeling now. Tell me the truth. You
Wow.
don't see that, when this person dropped, I was over here. We was with these people. You don't have that.
Wow.
You
It's
don't.
still some.
I guess.
You got some of them. I think
like I
Lil
said,
Baby-
the legends, the little bit. But like
Right, right.
Joyner's a
Baby
new
is
artist.
gonna
I
break
adore
through.
him.
Joyner Lucas
He's-
is cold. He's he's dope.
Yeah,
He's
Joyner
super
Lucas
cool.
is
J.
dope.
Cole. I mean,
J. Cole's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, so we have our sprinkle. I like the baby too. I think he got a
Baby,
few tough
Lil
ones,
Baby, Lil Baby is hard. I
Yeah.
love Lil Baby.
Lil Baby is. I think he's gonna definitely break through.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so like I said, we got a sprinkle, but we had everybody dropping. We had Detroit music, you had West Coast, Cali music, we had Houston, Dallas music, Georgia, Florida. Everybody was popping. St. Louis, everybody was New Orleans.
Right.
We don't have that. Everybody sounds the same now. But everybody had their individual sounds in their city. We don't have that shit anymore. Same with the women. The culture, we're all the same. We come together. So the women changed, the music changed, and it's downplaying, and our men are not as, dominant, as aggressive, as warriors. We have where our men are becoming more feminine, more not masculine. So a lot of things are changing, but we can have balance in everything. If you want to be feminine, wear fucking nail polish, so be it. But not all our fucking men now. We can't all fucking wear dresses, okay? You know what I'm saying? There's got to be a limit here. I'm serious,
Right.
No,
if I wanted to date a woman with a dress, I'll date a woman with a dress. I want a man in fucking pants. You know what I'm saying? We got to have boundaries.
Glow ain't no
I'm
joke,
sorry,
man.
I went too deep. I'm so sorry.
No, you ain't go
You weren't gangster. You weren't gangster.
No, you ain't go too deep. You ain't go too deep at all.
It's like
But that's what I'm saying with our culture.
everybody has their preference.
Everybody has
It's like
their thing.
everybody has the right to be, their own individual. But it's like,
But yeah.
We're in a culture of followers. Everything's
That part,
a follow.
that part,
So if this man
yeah.
is wearing a dress, this young 16, 15, I'm going to wear a dress too. And confused. I like women, but I'm going to wear a dress. But then the man over there that's gay is going to say, oh, he's wearing a dress, and confuse him, and then try him. And then, maybe I like this. Maybe, so now we're confusing our culture. That's not that like. Teach his own. If you want to have sex with a man, you want to have sex with a woman, that's love is love. But I think our young youth and our, culture is becoming confused. Literally, I see it.
I think
some conversations.
It's tough conversation, and that's what I was about to say. I think we need to have more conversations with people that are the followers. I think they need to be able to express themselves and tell us what is it about the transition that you need to explain, because there are people that are from a certain kind of era that are like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And because there's no communication between the two camps, you're not going to get to a point where it's like, you know what? I understand you fully. I might not agree with it, but I understand you fully now. Because I think that's one of the main things now is just really the communication aspect. Because
I don't think so. I think it's people don't have self-identity. So a lot of people are lost. We have a lot of lost souls. So I know myself.
That's the communication part.
But they're lost. They have to find themselves. I can't help you find you. I can't help you become a man. I can't help you find your soulmate. I can't help you motivate yourself, take a shower, take a shit, make money, be a good father. You have to. You know what I'm saying? And I've learned that through other people that I want to motivate and push, and I can't help them no matter how good of a person I am or how much money I set them in a place or do this or do that. They got to help themselves. So I've learned that a lot of people don't have self-identity. So they get your identity. Oh, you know what? It's easier for me to
I like that identity there. Let me grab that. Let me absorb
That's right.
that. But I also feel like people need to talk it out. Like how they always say, like, to understand yourself, everyone's saying like, oh, you got to go to therapy so you can start to understand and hear yourself speak and all of that stuff. And I'm like, oh, man, I wonder if that's the thing to do. And it's not like a follower thing. It's like being able to hear yourself say the things that you feel might be different than how you say it in your head.
That's true.
So if you're not communicating with people and you're not getting like what you're saying now, I'm like, oh, okay, I get what Glow's saying because I expressed myself. Now you know how to address me and how to say, nah, Dave, I think it's this. If we're not having that kind of communication, the people that you're saying that are lost are going to continue to be lost because they're in here so much to the point where they're not getting that feedback back or even the education.
I agree. I think we focus too much on our sex preferences instead of the person individual. It shouldn't matter if you're having sex with a woman or a man. It shouldn't matter who I'm having sex with. It should matter how good of a person I am, what I do for my community, how good of a mother I am. That should matter. But our society just focus on sex, literally.
No,
they're arguing about.
I do believe that's a huge part of it.
Yeah.
I think that's it. I think just the whole idea of people. It's home cooked meals, right? It's like it almost never happens now. It's the microwave generation. It's like it ultimately is like what's easy. It's easy just to go to drive-thru and get a meal.
Oh my God,
It's easy just to wear what that person wears. It's easy to go and just take their style or use the line that they use to get the as opposed to getting your own, figuring out your own identity,
That's right.
you know, and it's
That's
like
right.
it's natural for us to you know, to emulate, you know, people or see certain
Right.
characteristics about your favorite
Yeah.
ball player or your favorite actor
It's cool
or
to
actress.
admire.
It's
Right.
cool, but at some point in time, for us, it's like, all right, let me go ahead and figure out who I am and let me establish my
That's
own
right.
identity. You know, before a
Right.
lot of people, it's like, nah, I'm gonna just go ahead and pick a person and I'm gonna be you now. Okay, I don't want to
Right.
be you no more. Now I'm gonna be you. And it's like
Right.
everybody,
That's
it's
exactly
just
what's happening.
so yeah. So yeah, people,
Exactly.
it's like it ultimately is like, okay, what's the easiest thing to do?
Right.
Okay, I'm gonna be a model. You know, I'm
The
gonna be a
easy
rapper.
generation. That's what it
I'm gonna
is.
be
What's the
this. You know,
easiest way?
and the
Yeah.
thing is, it's
Right.
like the phones give us so much. The phones and technology is a gift and a curse.
It
It's a gift
is.
and a
It
curse
is.
because it's like it allows you to do so many things fast without really working for it, you know. But
Right.
the thing is, when we really had to work hard for something, when we really had to grind, when we had to actually go to school as opposed to being online, it's like the
Right.
journey is what made us. That's the thing.
Amen. Yes.
When
The
you
resiliency.
skipping
Yeah.
all of these steps, that's when it's just like, okay, well, shit, I'm a model. Boom, right now. You know,
Right. Right.
it was
Where's your
the
where's
it was
where's
you
your
missed the
adversity?
process.
Yeah, where's the
Right.
process? Where's the adversity that makes you, oh, you know what? I'm not going to do that
The
now, so you
process is
can
what
get
made
better.
you dope.
Yeah,
That's
that's real.
right. That's
The
right.
process.
And
It's like all
appreciate.
of our
And
dope
appreciate.
artists,
Yeah.
who was carrying bags and carrying
That's
crates
right.
and
He was a backup
opening
dancer first.
all of these,
He had history. Yes.
but it took all of those steps.
That's right. That's
So when
right.
it was his time, he was
To
ready.
shine. Yes, I understand that. Yeah, instant I mean, you said it perfectly. I mean, that's our generation from our era to now. Instant gratification. Everybody
Yeah.
wants to look like each other, sound like each other. There's no uniqueness. There's just no feeling. It's just, I feel like even our generation's getting into this shit. It's not just the young youth. I see girls my age doing the same stupid shit some of these young girls are doing, and they have no excuse to do it, and looking the same as well. You
It's
know,
like what's easy. You're going with what's easy. At the end
right,
of the day, what's easy?
right, right.
You know.
That's
So,
wild.
so we're saying the IG. So as you both know, because I don't know any 3 top IG influencer models. Can you offhand say, oh yeah, these 3 girls? And what do you think they influenced?
Top
Not
influencers right now would probably
not
Yes.
by name, but
what
if I saw them, I'll be like, oh, I see her a lot. You know what I mean? Like the name doesn't stick like how in music videos I would want to know who's that girl. Like now, I don't necessarily want to know who it is. I might see them a lot, but I don't know, man. I always hear Ari. I always hear like whenever you look at like a shade room or whatever, they always have like
Right,
the
they
same
talk.
couple of names, like a Jada, a Ari. I don't know, man. Those are the 2 that really come to
See?
mind. And
Right.
then you really know them for being next to like different dudes or certain dudes liking them. I think for a little bit it was almost like that for Lori Harvey until
Right.
Michael B. Jordan grabbed her up because it
Right.
was like,
Yes.
yo, she's someone's daughter, of course, like Steve Harvey's daughter, but then she also had her branding stuff as well.
Yes.
And
Right.
now she's coming to her own now that she has that relationship. So
Right.
sometimes it's like, does the relationship, validate them? It shouldn't only be that.
No,
You
they
know,
should
But
add,
the
and they
thing
definitely
that
have.
sucks, she's a
women is
baby.
so
She's
hard.
still a
Yes, it
baby.
is.
It's like the thing is,
She is a baby. She is a
once
baby.
again, it's a gift and a curse that she's growing up in front of everybody. So it's like,
Exactly.
Yes.
you know, if you know, before we had access to all the social media, I mean, we hung out with different girls, different,
Yep.
guys. I
Yep.
mean, but it wasn't publicized. So it's like, okay, you kick it with somebody, you meet them, they hang out for a little while. It didn't work, then you go over here. But when it's
Right.
all sort of documented, the
Right.
assumption is, she's a
You're sleeping,
she's
right?
this,
Exactly,
she's that.
exactly.
But it's
Because
like,
she's
Glow.
beautiful,
Sweetie just had that.
famous.
Sweetie just had that issue just now. Like, the rapper Sweetie, she went to the game and I think she was sitting next to Roddy Ricch or
Roddy
whatever.
Ricch,
She was
yeah,
like,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
now that's it. Like, we're in a relationship. It's whatever. It's,
Right.
it's really tough.
Like, you can't even have friends. That happened to me so many times. And some people I just took pictures with in magazines.
Right.
They were like, oh, she's sleeping with them. I'm like, I just
Yep.
met him to they asked me to take a picture.
Yep.
But you can't, you know what? You can't get mad at that. I mean, the rumors, the now internet, before it was gossip magazines, we had the gossip magazines. Now it's
Right.
internet. I mean, they have to sell. They have to get people to keep coming to their site. So they're going to lie. But people like regular people, they believe everything that's being posted, which is super sad. And everything in these reality shows they believe everything, and majority of it, 80% is probably fake, literally.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I know that from facts, some things I've read, and I'm like, what? I didn't even go nowhere. They told me I was here, I was there. I was like, what the hell? But you gotta laugh at it.
You gotta laugh at it, yo. You gotta laugh at it.
And it
Yo,
comes
that's
with the
great.
territory because the thing is the fame.
Yes.
The fame done got you a lot of amazing things as well.
Yeah. I'm not complaining.
Right.
I'm definitely
Exactly.
not complaining. I laugh. I mean, certain little things, I've confronted, back and forth with certain females or certain dudes. Sometimes you gotta shut their mouth. Sometimes you gotta tamper it down. Be like, yo, buddy, that's enough. You know what I'm saying? But shut up. But other little things with little, stuff that they've written up, or who you dating, or who you this, that really doesn't bother me. That doesn't bother me. Yeah, it can't. Yeah, it can't.
Yeah. I got
So
2
last
minutes
question.
before I
Okay,
jump.
last question.
So let's go.
Last question. The 3 most influencers, video vixen models. Top 3. Your top 3. Your top 3.
Ooh.
Ooh, wow.
Like they're influencers now?
No, our generation, our era.
Top 3?
Oh.
I mean,
We already know one A and 1B.
Yep.
I'm not even gonna go ahead and do any order. I mean, obviously you and Melissa are just.
1 and 2.
So who's
One
number
and
3?
two.
I
Who's
don't
number 3?
I don't even know. I think both
Who'd
of y'all
you
are
say?
1. I don't even know.
Yeah. Number 3. Damn. Number 3 is tough, but I will say she came on the scene and she wasn't even like a video vixen, but Buffy always sticks out to me.
Right. Okay.
Buffy always
Yeah, I've done a lot
sticks
of
out.
work with her.
No,
Like
no pun
Buffy
intended.
always been super, super dope, but in terms of it's not even fair because
Influence.
but I'm saying even with influence, it's like the level that you and Mel were it's
way
crazy.
different. It was
Like
way
Yeah.
different.
we had little blips of others that
That's
that
true.
were amazing in their moments, but the thing
Pasta.
that it's like it's not even Sasha. I mean Esther Baxter, had a run.
Lyric.
Lyric
had a
was big.
run.
Lola.
Lola.
It was a
Lola.
lot of them. That
was
third
a
slot
lot
could
of
be
'em.
interchangeable. That third slot could be interchangeable. If you're doing 3, but the top 2, we know who the top 2 are.
And it's
Like,
not even
fuck.
fair.
Yeah,
It's not even fair.
It's a big gap.
Goodness gracious.
I want to thank you guys for blessing my podcast, Just Glow.
Come on now. Come on, just glow.
It's a pleasure. We talked about everything. Love you
Hey,
guys.
listen, I'm gonna tell you the next
did.
conversation. The next conversation, we gotta bring Melissa in. I want to hear all of this.
Yes.
I'm like, what the
Let's
hell
do
y'all
it.
over here doing?
We're going to do it on our podcast.
We're gonna do it on our
Okay,
podcast.
we'll do it on your podcast. Okay,
All right,
promise.
Absolutely.
And y'all just keep glowing. All right. I love you guys.
Love you,
Bless.
love you, love you, love you, love you, glow
Love you,
forever.
love you.
Mwah.
Forever and ever. I love you guys.
So, all right.
Bye.